Hello my lovely Frosties, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Karen Frost, and I've got this lovely video for you and I hope you're going to enjoy it. So grab yourself a cuppa, it's a bit of a long one as usual. Sit back, relax and enjoy. So we're starting with, right from the beginning with this set. I'm removing my crystals, and this is actually, the tool I'm using is actually a wire cutter. So if you do not have one of those, get one of those, because they remove the crystals so much easier and better than using an old pair of cuticle nippers. So now that I've removed my crystals, I will use my e-file to remove the gel polish, because this set is gel polish over plain acrylic. So I will be infilling with plain acrylic on this set because I am gel polishing again. I'm having good fun using the SBD London gel polishes. I'm really happy with them. Louise McGuinness is a business woman to the T. Her customer service is excellent. The products are brilliant. So yeah, I'm really getting into it. I am going to do a couple of acrylic sets soon. So yeah, I'm not just using gel polish forever. I will be doing some acrylic sets as well, so keep an eye out for those. Anywho, back to what's going on in the video, which you're here for. Still removing the gel polish. I have sped this up. Obviously I do not work this fast. I haven't sped it up terribly fast because I think I've mentioned in other videos as well, people were having difficulty watching it when it was sped up very fast. So yeah, I've sped it up a little bit. We don't want to be here all day, do we? And the videos are long enough. Although I can sit watching nail videos for hours. I love the long ones. That's personal preference. I know a lot of people just prefer the quick 5-10 minute ones, but I like the long ones, hence mine are so long. I like to see the whole process a lot of the time. Obviously I don't show the whole process in all of my videos, but here and there I do. And in this one I thought I would. I've finished removing the gel polish at this point. I will use my cuticle pusher to gently push back my cuticles. I know it looks, because it's sped up, it looks like I'm really hacking at them, but I'm not. If you were to slow this video down a little bit, which you can do, there is a facility for that on YouTube. You can slow the videos down, and please make sure you choose HD so you get good quality. These videos are filmed in HD, just saying. Yeah, so I'm not hacking at them. And now that I've finished pushing back my cuticles, I will use my e-file on a extremely low setting. I only use this on setting 3, maximum 4, when I'm using my cuticle bits to remove the cuticle from my nail plate. And this little e-file bit is wonderful. This is actually a diamond bit and I absolutely love it. I got it from AliExpress, you know me, I'm always up for a bargain. So I bought a couple to try them out and I absolutely love them. They get the cuticle off that nail plate so well without damaging my natural nail. I was really impressed with them, so I bought a couple more now that I've tried it. Yeah, love them. I don't go over and over and over and over and over the area too much, because that can possibly thin the nail plate, which you don't want to do. But where I can see the cuticle is still on the nail plate, that's when I go back in and I get that bit off. Any cuticle left on the nail plate will cause lifting, so you do want to get it all off. I'm now using my e-file again, of course, with a sanding band on a very low speed again, to remove any of the lifting that I may have, and to also slightly etch the new growth area ready for application. That way I don't have to go in with a hand file to etch it at all. Not that it needs much etching. Products have come a long way since back in the day products. So yeah, the adhesion these days is much better. You do not have to frantically etch the nail plate at all, not the way we used to years and years ago. It's because of that the sanding bands got such a bad rep, and that was because there were terrible nail techs using them to thin people's nail plates, and that was really bad. It's not the arbor band or the sanding band that was the problem, it was the tech using it in the wrong way, incorrect way. So yeah, I love my sanding bands. They're no more dangerous than a hand file, in my opinion, when used correctly, you know. Anyway, let's get on with it. I'm using my acrylic to infill my area now. I mean, these didn't really technically need infilling because they hadn't grown out that much, but I thought I would infill them anyway. So that's what I'm doing. I'm sorry, I'm slightly out of shot here. The acrylic I'm using is a transparent pink, so that's why it looks slightly pink, and the brush I'm using is actually the SBD London brush. It's a size 12 and I'm really liking it. It's not, you can see what I'm doing. I'm patting and then I'm pulling, and the acrylic's laying really nicely. The brush is, brushing it out nicely, if you know what I mean. It's all gravy. Like it. I like it a lot. Sorry it's gone a bit blurry. Yeah, stupid camera. It focuses in and out. Mostly it's quite clear though. Just here and there the camera goes a bit fuzzy, which is annoying, but it's because I keep moving my hands all over the place, and then the camera has to refocus. So as you can see, I took quite a few beads to apply on the nail on this particular finger, because I want to make sure that all my stress points are filled in, because sometimes when you pull the acrylic, you put one bead at the cuticle area and pull it down, you'll miss bits on the side and that, and so I always go back and make sure that I look at the nail all the way round from every angle possible and make sure that it's nice and rounded. There's no dips where there's needs acrylic, I'll put it in. So do pay attention to your nail. Like, don't just slap on a bead and think, oh, that's all it needs, I'm done. Look at the nail from every angle. You'll see that I turn my hands all which manner of ways, because I'm looking at the nail from every possible angle to make sure that it is all nice and even, and that I haven't missed any part of the nail. Because like I said, if there's dips in the nail where it needs acrylic, well, that's going to be a weak point, and obviously when you're filing it's not going to look very good with a dip. So yeah, check the nail all the way around, make sure you've got a good layer, a nice even layer of acrylic, and then you'll have less filing to do, because if there are any dips you're going to be filing really low down to try and match up the rest of the nail to that dip, which you don't want to do, especially if it's not enough acrylic there. Practice, practice, practice. I know that's hard for newbies to hear, but it really is about practice. The more you do it, the better you get. It really is. You can see I'm going in with another tiny bead near the cuticle area there on the side of the nail where I thought it was a bit low, and yeah, that's what I do. I just make sure that the whole of the nail is well structured and strong. A well structured nail is going to be a strong nail. It's less likely to break then. So if you look at my nails as I'm flipping my finger in all different ways, you'll see that the acrylic has been laid very carefully so that there is minimal filing to do. Now if you look at the nails, you can see what shape they're in, and you can tell that they don't need a lot of filing. They're not lumpy bumpy, there's not too much acrylic on there that's going to need, make it so bulky that you're going to have to really file it down. And yeah, I mean, applying the acrylic like you don't have a file is said a lot, but it's true, you've got to apply your acrylic so that you don't have to do a lot of filing. I mean, I hate actually doing filing. I don't mind watching other people file, but I actually enjoy that. But actually filing, ugh, no, don't like it. I'm sure I've said that before in videos, but it's true. I hate filing. So when I lay my acrylic, I will lay it as smoothly as possible so that I have minimal filing to do. I just noticed a low bit on that index finger, so I added a bit more. No problem to go back to a nail if you think you need to, you know. It takes as many beads as it takes. And you can see I go swipe the brush down and down and down again, make sure it's nice and smooth. Time to file. So first thing, go in with the good old hand file on the sides. Make sure that both sides are even. You'll see I stop and I brush away the dust, and then I look and I make sure that the nail's not leading to one side, you know. I make sure I file evenly on both sides so that I've got a nice straight nail. You know, brush off the dust and look at it as many times as you need to. You'll notice I do that a lot. I did that when I was doing the cuticle area, you know, getting the cuticle off the nail plate. You saw that I dusted off and checked it, and you know, there's no harm in that. It's good practice really to keep dusting the nail off and having a good look at it. So I'm whipping around the cuticle area there with my hand file, and then evening up the sides, and then over the top of the nail. You know, do what you need to do. Get them nails looking good. Oh, what's the word I'm looking for? Have a nice curve, nice arc on your nails. No flat, you don't want any flat bits. You want it to just curve right the way round. I was having a better day with my hands and pain that day, so I didn't use my e-file. I don't think I did anyway. I don't think I used my e-file at all to shape up the nails. I think I just did it all by hand file. Like I said, there wasn't an awful lot to do, but I'm very particular and I'm very picky. I probably didn't have to file as much as I did, to be honest, but I am a bit of a perfectionist, so yeah. Probably could have stopped filing that nail a while ago, but I'm still going. That's just me. I'm a perfectionist and I do get a bit file happy. Sometimes I just file too much, to be honest, but you know, that's me. And you can see what I'm doing. I'm going over I do the sides, free edge, cuticle area, and then I go over the full body of the nail. Keep your routine going. If I need to redo the sides, I'll redo the sides. Because as you file over the tops, it can sometimes change the shape of the sides. So, you know, just pay attention. Keep looking at the nail, checking from every angle, and you'll see what needs doing from what doesn't. You see how frequently I stop and look at the nail. Looking good, looking good. A little bit more, and then I will be finished with that now and move on to the next one. But I won't leave all of that in, because obviously that's a bit too much filing to be leaving in. So I've dusted the nails off and I've washed my hands, and now it's time to apply the gel polish. Woohoo! As you can see, I'm using SBD London products. So there's a matte top coat, a foil gel, a tempering top coat, a rubber base, and I'll explain as I go along what I use them for. But yeah, striping tape, foils, it's there's a lot going on, but like I said, I'll explain as I go. So first in with this NYC colour, and it is a gorgeous red. Like, you know, when you think Dorothy from Wizard of Oz slippers, that's just the most perfect, sparkly, holographic red. It's stunning. So in with the first coat of that, I do put 2 coats on, and once I put 2 coats on, it is perfectly opaque. Yeah, so very thin layers. I always apply my gel polish as thin as possible, because I don't want them to wrinkle, and that is always a risk with gel polishes. If you apply them too thickly, they can wrinkle. So yeah, just be careful. And with black, I always cure them a bit longer, just because they are such dark colours, and it can take the light a bit longer to penetrate all the way through. And I just like to be sure and make sure that it cures fully, because there's nothing, you know, you don't want to be filing off uncured product and that getting on your skin, because eventually that can lead to, as we all know, allergic reactions, and nobody wants contact dermatitis and not be able to do their nails anymore. So yeah, just be careful. Don't want to get it on your skin, and make sure it's cured all the way through. So just for the sake of extra safety and extra peace of mind, I do cure them a bit longer. So you can cure it for 60 seconds, but I will cure it for a bit longer, so maybe another extra 30 seconds on top of that. So the first layer I will do 30 seconds to just set it in place, and then I will do on the second layer, I will cure it for a good 90 seconds just to be sure. I'm using a small brush with a bit of rubbing alcohol on it, and just cleaning up any areas where I've got gel polish on the skin or just need tightening up a little bit. I haven't made too much of a mess for a change. Makes a change, huh? Normally I'm really messy, so I get shaky hands. But yeah, I haven't messed up too much on this one. There we go. So I'll cure that for 30 seconds, like I said. Then I'll put on my second layer. And as you can see, going in with that second layer, how much deeper and richer the colour looks. Keep your layers nice and thin, less chance of it wrinkling, because that's always a chance with gel polish, that it can wrinkle when you cure it. Keep your layers nice and thin. Even if you had to do 3 layers to make it opaque, it's better to do it in 3 layers than 3 very thin layers than 2 extra thick layers, you know? It cures better that way, and like I said, less chance of it wrinkling, which is always a possibility with gel polishes, no matter what the brand is. Ugh, look at that hollow, so pretty. I'm actually just moving the glitter particles around there, that's why I was faffing about. Just be careful around your cuticle area, bounce it up, but like I said, if you make a mess, don't worry. Use a little brush and a bit of rubbing alcohol, and good as gold. Clean it up, no problem. As long as you clean it up before you put your hand into the lamp to cure it, you can get it off, no problem. Don't panic. If you have shaky hands like me, don't worry about it. That's what clean up brush is for. So once I've finished applying this layer, I will cure it for 90 seconds, like I said, because I like to cure the black polish a bit longer. I like that peace of mind. So there we go, back in with my little cleanup brush, and you can see I've got some on the skin, and I'll just clean it off. That's how you get really neat looking nails, even though You might not be actually neat yourself when you apply it. No shame, no shame. Doesn't matter. Tricks of the trade. Use a cleanup brush. Time for my old nemesis, the striping tape. Oh, good grief. Why is striping tape such a pain in the butt to use? I'm just matching up where I've done the striping tape on my other hand and trying to make it the same. Well, as close to the same on the other hand where it's placement wise. Just use my cuticle nippers to trim it. Always leave a bit of a gap by the striping tape. You know, don't put it right the way to the edge. Leave a small gap. That way you can polish over it and it will seal it in. Hope I'm making sense. So sticking those down as best I can. Really rubbing them. Making sure they stay down because I don't want them to stick up. And then I will use the rubber base coat. This is where the rubber base coat comes in. It's thick. It's really thick. So I use that to go over the striping tape. You can see there, hopefully you can see, where I've left a gap, just a slight gap at the edge of the nails between the striping tape and the edge of the nail. And I'm encasing it in with the rubber base coat because it is thicker. And it also gives you a nice tacky layer to then go in with your top coat over it. But yeah, it's thick and it seals in that striping tape really well. That's why I'm using it. So I will cure that. And then striping tape on the other nails that I'm applying it to. And it's so awkward doing it on your own nails. Because you essentially only got one hand. It's much easier if you're doing it on someone else. Oh, I do faff about a bit trying to find the end of the striping tape. Oh, good grief. It is a pain. I could have cut that bit out, but I thought, you know, I'll leave it in. You can watch me struggle because the struggle is real with striping tape. Anyone who's used striping tape will know the struggle is real. I don't know why I do it to myself. I really don't. But it looked so pretty when it was finished. It really did. Well, I thought it did. I hope you guys agree. But I really did like it when it was, yeah. The striping looked good. Striping tape, I mean. Striping tape looked good in my opinion. You might disagree, but I thought it looked good. It's just such a pain in the butt. So you see, I get the striping tape on and then position them. Then I'll go in with my nippers and clip it off, leaving a small gap. You see, I didn't clip off enough there. So I'll faff about and clip a bit more off so that I've got that gap between the striping tape and the edge of the nail. Like I said, seals. The rubber base coat will seal it in much better, then it won't pop up, because sometimes when you just top coat over striping tape, the edges can pop up and it, you know, can actually peel off completely, which you really don't want. You want that encased and secure so that it lasts the entire time of the manicure, you know, the 2-3 weeks that it needs to last. It will last if you do it this way that I'm doing it. Rubber base coat, seal it in, and then top coat. Yes, it does make the nails slightly bulkier and thicker, but it's worth it to make sure that your striping tape will stay on and last the entire. Top coating, I think, or am I doing the foil gel? I think I'm doing the foil gel. Speak properly, Karen. Yeah, this is the foil gel I'm using right now. I'm just sticking down those edges, making sure they're good and stuck, and back in with the rubber base coat to seal them in. Now that edge kept sticking up and it was really bugging me. So annoying, striping tape. Good grief. I'm just trying to keep it stuck down and get my hand in the lamp as quickly as possible to hold it in. And immediately as I've come out of the lamp, get that foil on that nail. Don't let it cool down, because the foil gel, if it cools down, it just won't stick as well. Well, with this particular brand of foil gel, this is how you do it. So immediately as it comes out the lamp, get that foil stuck on. And as you can see, I was checking to see if it was all stuck on. It wasn't. So I peel it up, and if it's not stuck on, I'll keep rubbing it a bit more until I get the full image on. Yep, and it's on. Oh, missed a little bit on the tip there. There we go. Cool. Sorted. Rubber base coat again over those nails with the striping tape on. Cure that. Oh, I did put what you saw me putting on the middle finger was a bit more foil gel, and as you can see, I'm going in with a silver and a black foil and just putting it on in different places, and yeah, so that I get that look that you can see. And I'm topping that with the matte top coat because I wanted that particular nail to be matte. I think it looks really cool matte. And now in with the top coat, tempering top coat on the nails that have the rubber base on them that was cured obviously, and the nails that have got the foils on, I'll put the tempering top coat over them, seal those designs in. I haven't cured the matte nail yet because I want to cure them all at the same time. So make sure I top coat very well, don't miss any areas because I don't want my foil to come off. You can see I'm paying real attention to the sides where the striping tape is, just for that added security with the top coat over the rubber base. There we go. So cure that and you will see what it looks like. And here they are, the finished nails. Bit of cuticle oil. I think this set is really cool. It's quite a simple set, but it's a busy set, if that makes sense. All of the nails have something going on. So it's probably a bit too busy, but I don't care. I like busy nails. I'm just using a bit of rubbing alcohol on the nails that have the matte top coat on, because obviously you put oil on, it doesn't look matte anymore. And there we go, that's the finished design. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I've left some photos at the end. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel for more. That's all I've got for now, so take care peeps, and I'll speak to you again soon. Bye for now.